Traditionally, once you get to November the 5th and Guy Fawkes Day, the market tends to slow up. This year, as we'll see from the figures behind, things have remained fairly static, but what was interesting is some areas of the country had a bit of a flurry of activity. The north, for instance, members reported that activity increasing for the first 2 weeks of the month. So did the southwest, so certainly not doom and gloom everywhere. Now, if we have a look at the figures, the first set of graphs behind me show the number of applicants that are registered in each of our branches per month. Now, you'll see that's come down slightly from 305 to 262. I'd expect that, quite honestly, this time of the year, because people are beginning to think about wrapping their presents rather than looking for properties. But that's still a higher figure than it was this time last year, so I think that's important to remember that. Sales, again, have come down from 8 to 6, and as you can see from the graph, those are the sort of levels we've been experiencing all year, so the month very much stayed roughly the same as previous months. The next graph shows the numbers of properties that are available. Again, as perhaps you'd expect, that's come down from 72 per branch to 65 per branch. But again, that is still higher than this time last year. So there's still people out there putting their properties on the market. And the final graph that we always look at are the percentage of sales for first-time buyers. And you'll see that actually encouragingly went up last month from 16% back up to 19%. So whilst the sales were down slightly, it appears that in some parts of the country, the first-time buyers were out there. Why? Well, just maybe they're beginning to think, if I don't buy now, I'm going to lose the advantage of the stamp duty holiday, which when we get through to the first quarter, March, April next year, is disappearing. So if you're a first-time buyer and you're an ability to get a mortgage, then my advice really is to get out there and start looking, because you're going to lose that stamp duty advantage. You're going to have to pay stamp duty for anything over £125,000, as I say, from the end of March next year. So next month's December. And as you'd expect, I'm not looking at the graphs altering very much during the month. People have got other things on their mind. So what about 2012? Well, we'll have a look in greater depth at the year when we do next month's recording. However, I think just to give you a little bit of a taster, I think we're going to be seeing things very much the same as this year. We're not going to see things shooting up. We're not going to see a great big collapse. Overall, I think property prices will remain fairly level. Some parts will go up, some parts will go down, but more anon.